Hello everybody and welcome to another mystery box function challenge. In this purple mystery box we have some math and your challenge is to figure out what that is. You can use the link in the description to try this out, and when you think you've got an idea, come on back, see if we get the same thing. I'm going to start with a 0. Okay, so 0 gives us 2. How about a 1? And 1 gives us negative 1. Okay, how about a 2? Way down at negative 10. So I think we've got a curve going on here. Let's see what we get on the other side of the y-axis here. So negative 1. Okay, so it looks like a curve and it looks like it's symmetrical across that y-axis. So I'm immediately thinking quadratic. And it looks like it would be opening downward, so a negative sign in front of that quadratic. Let's try a negative 2 just to see if the symmetry continues. And we're way down at negative 10 again. So I think we do have a quadratic. So let's figure out what the equation for this would be. We know it's going to have a negative sign because the arms open downward. So f of x equals a negative, and this does look too narrow to be just your base quadratic. So a negative something x squared, and then your base function, y equals x squared, would have the vertex at the origin. This is 2 above, so we've moved this thing up 2. So we have to add a plus 2 at the end. So I think we're almost there. We're just missing our multiplier. And how do you figure that out in a quadratic? Well, I like to look at the very first point to the left or the right of the vertex, because that's where you're basically adding 1 here. So you're putting 1 in to the squared part and then looking at what the change was. So when I put in a 1 for x here, I moved 1, 2, 3 down. So I think this is a negative 3 out in front. Let's test if that actually works with the numbers we get. So if you put in a 0 for x squared, you're going to just get a positive 2. That works. If you put in a 1, so that's negative 3 times 1 squared, which is just negative 3, plus 2 is a negative 1, and that's what we got. How about a 2? If we put in a 2 here, we're going to get negative 3 times 2 squared is 4, so it's 12 plus 2. So negative 12 plus 2 is going to be negative 10. That's what we got. We can even predict one more. What would we get if we put in a 3? I'm just going to do this in my head. So 3 squared is 9 times negative 3 is negative 27 plus 2 is negative 25. So if I put in a 3, I should get a negative 25. And there it is. All right, I think we've got this. Let's go ahead and reveal. Yeah, so that's a negative 3x squared plus 2 to move it up off the origin there. And we can graph that. There it is. So we got that nice downward facing parabola, narrower because of that multiplier of 3. How did that go for you? Did you get that it was a quadratic equation? Let me know. Thanks, everybody.